to the NBA now. Kawhi Leonard's season with the Clippers ended in disappointing fashion last night in the play-in tournament as LA fell 126-121 to the Warriors. Leonard still delivered a career best, just under 29 points per game in his 14th season, strengthening his case as an all-NBA first-team candidate. With 1 year remaining on his contract, Leonard is eligible to sign an extension for up to 2 additional years with the Clippers. And after the game, he was asked about his future in LA.
In the last year, the contract you signed a couple years ago with the team, you are extension eligible. I was just wondering, is this a place that you would like to stay going forward into the future?
Let me cry about this loss a little bit more. We're going to have our discussions when that time comes.
Let's welcome in two-time NBA Finals champion, Kenny the Jet Smith. I don't even know if I need to do that whole intro thing with you. You just heard Kawhi last night. Obviously, you watched that Clippers-Warriors matchup. What should Kawhi want to do going forward?
Well, obviously all this is speculative, but if you're Kawhi Leonard, the one thing that you can't be is part of a rebuilding process. And I think that's the biggest thing. Obviously when the Clippers traded away Harden, traded away Zubac, it felt like they were in a rebuild. So at this stage of his career, the Clippers and Lawrence Frank and also the ownership have to say, hey, no, we were in a pause. We're not in a rebuild. We're in a pause, and this is our direction and how we're going to do it. That would make him feel comfortable, I would think. If I was Kawhi Leonard, that's what would make me feel comfortable.
Stephen A., you want to jump in there?
Well, listen, here's my answer. I don't give a damn what Kawhi wants. I mean, it ain't about what he wants. It's about what the Clippers want. Queens in the building, fly background. Only you could do it like that, Kenny. Only you could do it like that, baby. I ain't mad at you. But here's the point. Here's the point, man. Listen, Kawhi Leonard is a superstar caliber talent. We all know this. We all know when the brother is healthy, he's on he's on that superstar list. It's just that kind of impact that he has. But Kenny the Jet, I'm going to remind you, my brother, and put Kenny on the speed. I got to see my brother when I'm telling him this, okay? Kenny, I'm going to remind you of this nugget of information. Kawhi Leonard wants to come to Los Angeles. The Clippers want him desperately. He sits up there and blackmails them and tells them, yo, you don't do what I want you to do. I'm going to go to the Lakers. I want Paul George. So they could get him as a free agent. But that wasn't enough for him, all right? So instead of just being that, they gave up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, 5 first-round picks, unprotected, and 2 pick swaps. One of those picks was Jalen Williams in 2022. Plus, they lost last night, and OKC got their first-round pick. So this brother is responsible for OKC's starting backcourt of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams, who dropped the 40-piece in the finals, okay? And what the Clippers have to show for it, especially over the last 5 years, is two playoff exits. They didn't make it, and 5 trips home in the first round, or 3 trips home in the first round. Over the last 5 years, they've been out of the first round. They missed the playoffs twice, and they've been out in the first round. If somebody came to you, Kenny the Jet Smith, Queens in the building, my brother, and they said to you that this brother who blackmailed you into getting Paul George to come here, knowing that we wanted to build a new arena, knowing that we couldn't let him go to the Lakers, and they blackmailed you into getting Paul George to come join the team, and we gave up all of those assets, and now years later, this is what we have to show for it. Man only won 3 playoff series. Only one. He's got just as many contract extensions from the Clippers as he has playoff series wins, okay? Ain't been in no conference final. They done nothing, okay? But put up some numbers, went healthy, missed 40% of his regular season games, missed 30% of his playoff games, and that brother came to you wanting an extension. What would Kenny the Jet Smith do?
Well, firstly, his value when everything was going down when he signed it was actual. Meaning, I'll give you an example. I remember when you were writing columns in Philadelphia. You're not the same person today that you were then. Your value has increased. So yes, his value was at the highest level that it could be. So now when I was signing him, I can't look at what I did prior. I'd have to look at what I'm doing moving forward. His value was his value. There was supply and demand. And so, yes. So today, Stephen A. Smith, I would have to say, no, I can't give you a little column in what you're going to have to say. Your value today is so different. So now I have to just.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead,
Lost-
Doggy. I think we lost Kenny. Go ahead.
Yes. I don't know what Stephen, we understand they made a terrible trade. But what does that have to do with right now? We get it. They made a terrible trade. He's been hurt a lot. He's missed playoff games. I understand that. But that's over with. He's still very good. The team was 6-21. They came back, made the postseason. He's still great. Yes, I like to have more availability, 100%. I like to have 75 games instead of 65 games, 100%. But to give him away and get nothing in return, and you're not going to get anything back because he's older, he's going to cost you a fortune, cap situations, you're not going to get the same value back. Steve's going back to 5 years ago. Steve, we get it. They made it terrible. Sam Presti stole him. He stole picks.
I'm going back to last night.
But it's not the same now. You got to look at it from this point, not 5 years ago.
But what about what Kenny is saying in terms of he doesn't think Kawhi should be part of a rebuild? So if the Clippers decide they're going to go in a rebuild direction, you have to move
Clippers
Kawhi.
are not going to decide that in Los Angeles in that arena to go in a rebuild situation. The fans will disappear and they'll never come back to get the Lakers 5 feet away. They're not going to do that. It's like the Mets and the Yankees. The Mets aren't going to rebuild with the Yankees right here. It's the same thing with those franchises.
They should after this week. Go ahead.
That's not the truth. That's not the truth. That's patently false. The fact is this. If the Los Angeles Clippers are a respectable 500 team, that's around what Kawhi Leonard was doing anyway. So guess what? I'm not telling you they can nosedive and stink up the joint and expect fans to come. You got me there. I'm not implying that. What I'm saying is if you could move Kawhi Leonard to a championship contender for a late first-round pick or something like that, or another piece, you know what? It doesn't even have to be on this level. The point that I'm trying to make to you is this. He hasn't accomplished much with the Clippers. We have to sit here and look at Ty Lue, who we know is a great coach, who we know is a championship coach. But we also have to say those 5 years that y'all can't get out of the first round, that's on Tyronn Lue's watch as well. So guess what? You rode the wave, okay? You bet on him. It hasn't materialized into anything significant. I think you move on. It's just that I'm not saying lose him for nothing. You still got him under contract for another year. But what you don't do is extend that man. You do not do that. You do not do that because he's not going to come cheap and he's not worth the price. He's not.
The good news is the Clippers have another year to kind of figure this thing out.
Not for the Clippers.
They have an extension situation now, but he does have another year left on his contract, and then they can go from there and figure out exactly what they want. Maybe Kawhi has a good year next year again. Maybe he's available a lot, and they do something different in the postseason. Time will tell. Let's go to the winning side.
And they'll go home in the first round again.
Well, maybe you're right. Let's go to the winning side of this situation now. The Warriors. Steve Kerr last night. High praise for his squad after the win over the Clippers. Here he is.
I just told them it was, with all the wins we've ever had here, with a lot of them with a lot more at stake, this is right up there. Just because, of where we are and our age and our, the decline of our performance this year, the injuries, it was just a display of, just a beautiful display of competitive will. And this is why Steph came back. So everybody out there who thought Steph should have taken the rest of the year off, this is what he does. This is who he is. If he can compete, he's going to compete. And it was just incredible to watch.
It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch a vintage Warriors team. That's what it felt like last night. But the reality of the situation was it was a play-in game. This wasn't even a playoff game yet. What's your reaction to what Steve Kerr said?
Well, they had 37-45, and you hit it right on the head. They had a great fourth quarter. I mean, obviously, Curry was wonderful. 4 threes by Horford. Steve's going to wax poetic here on Draymond in a sec. But if they lose on Friday night, who cares? Who cares? One of the great wins. What are you kidding me? You're 37-45. This is a play-in game against a Clipper team that we want to blow up because of the fact that Leonard was so terrible. We want to blow up the whole team. We want to trade Leonard here. We want to do this. We want to rebuild. So let's not go crazy. They beat the Clippers 37-45. They lose to Phoenix on Friday night. This is a blip on a screen. It doesn't mean anything. So although it's a testimony to what they've done, but in the big picture, it's not that big a deal unless they build on this and end up with something. Go ahead.
Yeah, you need a vacation.
No, I
Or
got back from
maybe
vacation.
or maybe you just need, or maybe you just need a sabbatical from the world of sports. Because let me tell you how I'm looking at it. How I'm looking at it is not if Golden State loses. What if Golden State wins Friday? Then we get at least 4 more games to watch Steph Curry. And guess what? Everybody will sign up for that, including you with your curmudgeon self. You know I'm telling the truth. This is Steph Curry we talk about. The greatest shooter God has ever created. That dude. This brother that shows up when the lights shine bright, baby. This brother shows up. This is what he lives for. Like Steve Kerr said, this is what he does. That's what you want to see. And it's not just his shot-making ability. It's the swag. It's just everything that comes with it. Look on the road. Listen to the crowd. Listen to how you react to him. Look at how he galvanizes the basketball world. You can appreciate that because that's what Bird used to do. You understand? That's what people like that used to do. You remember that stuff. That's what you loved about it. But suddenly you want to forget that because they're 37 and 45. Well, Steph Curry missed about 28, 29 of those damn games. He was out. Jimmy Butler, out. So guess what? Are you going to sit here and tell me that you're going to lament the play-in? I hope you're not going to do that, doggy, because the play-in has been great for the NBA.
All right,
fabulous for the NBA. I know Kenny's back now.
Yeah, let's get Kenny back in here. So now you hear this argument, Kenny. Look, last night was awesome for the Warriors. Is Steph Curry the best show in town, or are we chalking last night up to just a playing game?
Well, firstly, I want to say Kendrick Perkins was 100% right. He told me if I start cooking on this show, they're going to pull the plug. That's what he told me. He said, as soon as you start cooking, you start pulling the plug, brother. So, all right. So he is 100% right. But no question about it, I do believe that, Steph Curry is just great for basketball. When I was watching the game last night with my son and I look at him, I go, this is the hardest cover in the last 10 seconds of a game. He's like, why? I said, because the shot you're trying to make him take, that's the one he's looking for. So you want him to take a one-legged pull-up 3, fading away, falling into the stands. He's like, oh, that's the shot I'm trying to get. And so his uncanny ability to make tough shots and take game-winning opportunities is what you want to see in a playoff setting. So regardless win, lose, or draw, I would be watching without question when he plays.
All right, well, the Warriors still got to win one more, and then they get the chance to potentially face the Oklahoma City Thunder. So potentially we could, yeah.
Meanwhile, it's Kawhi Leonard. We can take it or leave it. Knowing he's great, we can still take it or leave it. But Steph, we can't get enough of. See the difference? Doggy knows. He should anyway. I know my man Kenny does. Let's move on.
I don't know. He's rolling his eyes over here. All right, Kenny, please don't touch anything on your remote device there. He's going to stick with us here for a little bit longer here on First Take because we're going to dive into the Knicks. Do we believe that they have a run in the finals in them with Jalen Brunson leading the way? Plus, Mad Dog has a couple things, of course, to get off his chest as we let him